So here is one that's difficult, but I know it's pressing. It says, advice or counsel on how to best honor parents when they make decisions for their adult children still living at home. And this is really tough. And we are adult children who have been living at home. And the transition of being a child in your parents' home and then moving to adulthood, there's no way to necessarily make it easy. But that's also okay. And when you run into some of the difficulties and disagreements that you might have with your parents, you don't need to panic, like, oh no, this is terrible, what's going on? The system is broken. What are we going to do here? These are the sorts of things that children and parents can work through together, and we have done that with our parents. And I mean, I'm not going to have time to get into a lot of the principles that I think we need to consider in all of this, but I would say it is very possible to honor your parents while disagreeing with them. I think that's maybe one of the first principles to keep in mind, is that disagreement does not count as dishonor. Like, you can be in disagreement, and you can bring your concerns to your parents, and you can make appeals in very honoring and respectful ways. And if you believe that they are overstepping their jurisdiction or abusing their authority, you can bring in other elders or other people to help you make appeals. And I mean, I would say, please make sure that your appeals are from Scripture and not just, oh, but I just want to do this, or, you know. But our parents have been very open to our appeals, and there have been times as we've been sorting these things out where we have had to come to them and say, hey, I think this needs to change based on this biblical principle. I think Elizabeth and I need to be getting out there and not being at home as much. And because look at this, look at all these examples of women, and how can we transition to doing things a little bit differently? And every time we've done that, they have been open. It's always kind of difficult. There's usually some emotions involved, but most of the difficult scenarios that I've talked to girls about did not involve a parent that was being absolutely totally tyrannical, but a parent that they had never really disagreed with before, and conflict resolution was maybe not something that the family was very good at. And so it was a much bigger deal in some ways than it needed to be, because of other things, not because of the parent being authoritative, but simply because the family did not have a great communication dynamic when it came to discussing differences. And that's something that we can develop. And it's hard, and it's good.
I want to comment on that. So I'm not the single girl, I'm the mom. But I have 4 single girls in my home, and a formerly single girl. Single girls, give your moms grace. Think higher of her. Think better of her. She loves you, and she's not going to say everything right. I know this because I haven't said everything right, and I haven't done everything right. And I'm so thankful for my daughters who have been willing to lovingly correct me, sometimes in a good way and sometimes not in a good way. But if a donkey can speak, I can certainly take correction from a daughter who doesn't say it quite right after a while, after I get over it. So daughters, give your moms grace as they're loving you. It is a transition. Moms, make the transition with your daughters. You can't parent them like you parented a 2-year-old or a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old. It's not right. So, and daughters do have to earn the trust. So there's all kinds of levels here. I can't get into all the little things that we should talk about, but you love each other. Most families, these are people that love each other. Keep that as the basis for all your conversations, all your disagreements. Remember, you're on the same team. You're moving this team forward as lovers of Jesus. Don't let anything get in the way of that.